In today's video, we're going to talk about methods. And up until this point in class, we've had exactly one method in our program, the main method. So we've written public static void main or had Eclipse write it for us. Then inside of that goes the entire code of our program. That works fine for small programs, but with larger programs, and programs can get really large, thousands of lines of code easily, some programs are hundreds of thousands or even millions of lines of code. Having all the code in the same spot really causes problems. So we're going to learn how to split this up a little bit. We're going to create a new method. I'm going to call it printGreat. So it will also be public static void, but this method will be called printGreat instead of main. And it's going to have one task. And every method really should have exactly one task. So there should be one thing that it does. This task will be to just display the message, methods are great. So it's a really simple method, but we are saying whenever it is printGreat's job to act, what it will do is just display on the screen, methods are great. So how do we tell printGreat to do its thing? Well, the main method still kind of rules the program. The main method is what Java will start running. So if we want to tell printGreat to display its message, we go up to the main method, and in here we call printGreat. So this code, printGreat, the name of our method, followed by empty parentheses, will tell printGreat, do your task, do your job. Let's do it a few times. Let's see a little animation to see our printGreat method in action. So in every Java program, the main method is the key. That's what starts our program and controls what happens. So we start running with the main method, but the first line of the main method says printGreat, call that method and do its task. So Java will jump down to the printGreat method and do whatever code is in there. In this case, display methods are great. When we hit the end of the printGreat method, we jump back to the main method and continue what we were doing before. So once we're done with printGreat, we display the message, Java methods are really helpful. Then we call printGreat again. So we'll jump down, we'll display methods are great. We hit the end, we continue where we left off in our main method. We display they help us avoid repeating code. We call printGreat again. So we'll jump down, run that code. At the end of the printGreat method, we jump back up to the main method and continue where we left off. This is the end of the main method, so our program will just stop. Let's see our program in action. I'll run it, and we get exactly what we'd expect. So it calls printGreat first, which means methods are great gets displayed on the screen. Then Java methods are really helpful. Then methods are great again because we called printGreat again. They help us avoid repeating code. And then lastly, methods are great gets displayed a third time. At the start, I mentioned that methods are really helpful because they break up our program. We can have several different methods that each have one important task that they do. You can see here another important advantage, which is if we want to do the same task multiple times, we just write it once in that method, and then we call the method many times. It's not all that helpful when our method is one line and really straightforward, but if you can picture a more complicated task that is 20 or 30 lines of code that are kind of complicated to write, it's better to write it once, be sure that it's correct, and then just call it multiple times from our main method. So our printGreat method is helpful. It does its one simple task, but it's always going to behave in exactly the same way. And we might want a method that displays a greeting to the user and uses their actual name. So we could write it something like this. Public static void, again, print greeting will be the name of this method. And inside of the method, it'll say hello and the user's name. Thank you for joining us. But we need to know what the name is that we should be displaying here. We're going to change this a little bit. So where there are empty parentheses here, we're going to add string name. Inside these parentheses, when we create our method, we are saying what information does this method need to do its job. In order to display a nice greeting, we need to know the user's name. So now let's look at the full program and see how our printGreeting method works. You'll notice it's down here at the bottom, public static void, the name of the method, printGreeting, and then inside the parentheses are the information it needs to do its task. In order to greet the user, I need to know the user's name. So we'll put name in here as a variable, and we say that it's a string. And you'll notice string name is just like if we're creating the variable as part of a method, part of a program. Then up at the top in the main method, we call our method just like we did before, print greeting with parentheses. But now instead of empty parentheses, instead of just having an open paren and a closed paren, one right after the other, inside the parentheses, we give the information that was requested. We give the name Raul or Malia or Susan to our print greeting method. So let's see this in action. We start by always running the main method, and then it will call print greeting with the name Raul. It'll jump down to print greeting, where name is now Raul. So it'll say, hello Raul, thanks for joining us. We're done with our method, we go back up and continue the main method. Now it says print greeting Malia. We jump down here, name is Malia, hello Malia, thanks for joining us. We go up to our main method, print greeting, but now the name is Susan. So name variable is Susan, hello Susan, thanks for joining us. We can finish this method. We're down to the end of the main method now, so our program quits. So now let's see this print greeting program in action. When I click go, it's going to display hello Raul, thanks for joining us, hello Malia, hello Susan. And I've accidentally got a bug in here. I wanted these on 3 separate lines and it's put them all on the same line. That wasn't intentional, but it shows us another advantage to having code organized in methods. Instead of having the same code 3 times, I've just got it in one place. So when I find a bug, I just have to fix it in that one place. That not only saves me time, but it's really common if we copy and paste code to find a bug and fix it in one place, but forget to fix it in the other places where we copied it. So by having all the same code in one place, the one time I find a bug, I can fix it in that one place, and it fixes it for all 3 names. So there we go. Hello Raul, hello Malia, hello Susan, all get displayed nicely.